I think we're supposed to spend our time and our lives making a difference, influencing people in a good way. And I think the Y provides a channel for doing that. My daughter was in an abusive marriage, and she escaped from that and came to live with us. So our household grew. Suddenly my daughter was with us and my grandson, and he was 8 at that time. The great thing about the Y was that they could come here. It was a place where they could connect with people from the community. It was a place where it was safe. It was a place where it was inexpensive, and that was real important for them at that time. And my daughter would work out using all the equipment, and that was really good for her. And my grandson took karate lessons here. He was a little afraid of what the future held. One of the things that we decided would probably be good for him would be to take karate lessons. And that was a good outlet for him. It was really good. It provided a source of discipline and kind of a really good framework in which he could work out some of his fears and then feel a little more confident about himself. The Y provided that, and I really appreciate that. The first day that we went to school, I took David to school, parked in the parking lot behind the cafetorium, and I said, "All right, I'll see you later." And he said, "No, you have to come in with me, Papa. You have to come in and sign this book." Well, I didn't know that. It had been a long time since I had taken a kid to school, so I walked him into the cafetorium and I signed him in. And I said, "All right, I'll see you later." And he said, No. He said, "You have to say words." I said, "What do you mean I have to say words?" He said, "Say words." So I bent down and I said, "All right, David." I said, "Be a gentleman and a scholar. Have a great day. Remember, Papa loves you. And I'll see you for supper tonight, and we'll talk about your day." He goes, "Oh, those are good words." And then he said, "I need a hug." So I gave him a hug. And as I was hugging him, I looked around, and there were children watching this whole thing. And I remember thinking, oh, they're going to give him such a hard time about this. But that night at supper, as we're talking, he didn't say anything about children giving him a hard time. He didn't. I asked him about his school. He enjoyed it. I said, "All right, that sounds really good. So we'll go through that again tomorrow." So I was really primed the next day. I knew exactly what to expect. I walked him into school in the morning, signed him in, turned around, and I said, "Be a gentleman and a scholar. Have a great day. Remember, Papa loves you. And I'll see you tonight at supper." And I gave him a hug. So I'm starting to leave, and I turn around, and there's a group of little kids behind me, between me and the door. And I'm looking at them, and they're looking at me. And this little girl piped up, and she goes, "Can we get a hug too?" So we live in a litigious society. It's really different sometimes, and you think, oh my, should I hug these little stranger kids? But I thought, oh my goodness, yes, I'll go ahead and do it. And that became a daily routine. So I hugged all these little kids. They were happy. They ran off. I turned around, David's there, and he said, "Papa, I don't think they have anybody to hug them. Thanks." So I think about that when I think about the YMCA. The YMCA is like a big giant hug. Sometimes we just need a place to go where we know that the people care about us, and that's the YMCA.